Hello, Blake Rudis here with our 30 for 30 critique sessions over 30 days. We're going to be looking at another F64 Elite members image. They decided to remain anonymous, but I'm excited to get into this one. There is usually a twist right now, but here's the plot twist for the twist. There's going to be no twist today. So for Sundays, I've decided I'm going to pre-record Sundays, and that's just so that I can go to church with my family and not have to be up really early in the morning. When I first started this, I didn't even factor that in, and it's important to me. So no twist today. We're just going to jump right into the critique. Our critique image comes from an anonymous F64 Elite member. I think that this is a great composite, still life, story. There's so much happening here. You know, when I first looked at it, I just looked at this older gentleman sitting on the chair, and then I saw the face to the right of the gentleman. And it hit me pretty hard when I saw that, especially because of the youthful look of the person that is smiling down on him. And this actually reminded me of my grandparents, because my grandmother left this world before my grandfather did. And it was shortly after that he passed away too, a couple years. And he was so brokenhearted. They were together for, over 50, 55 years and had such a beautiful relationship. And just, they were the strength of what held a lot of that side of my family together. So when I see this, I see my grandfather in him. I see a man who, reminiscing about the love of his life, that beautiful person that changed who he was, made him the man who he was, and still to this day, even after they're gone, is doing the same. Now, this could very well be a daughter. I don't know, but the story that I have is built off of experiences that I have. So that's how the viewer gets involved in this. And I think that the way that you built this image is beautiful. The photographs falling off of the table, and the photographs on the floor. This is a person who has gone through a lot of this. And I think that this image, it speaks volumes, absolute volumes about life. And while I don't want to touch it, because it is such a beautifully crafted image, I think that there's two things that we can do to this that are really going to make this just set off. So the first disconnect I have is the setup. It feels as if they've been put on a backdrop, and you can see the line of the backdrop. And that to me just makes it look like a set, like it's been set up. And that's fine if it has been, but there's one thing we can do that could just mask that and make it look like he's just blending in with the background. And I think that'll make that just perfect. It'll seal that deal. And the second thing is the light on the secondary subject, or what could very well be the primary subject, the young lady in the background there. So I think after we make a couple of different adjustments to this, you might see that impact is a little bit better. What I'm thinking is that there's not enough hope in this for this old man, and I want hope for him. I really do. So those are the types of things I'm going to incorporate in the work. So in looking at this image, this is one of those images where I really don't want to do too much to this image at all. Why? Because I think that it already has such a beautiful meaning and a beautiful message behind it. I really do. But there is also two things that I really want to look at here, and it really goes about the story. So right now, this is a very somber story between this gentleman and her. And I feel that way because it's very dark. It's a very dark presence. So when I use the tone navigation map on here that comes with the self-critique guide that I am handing out for this series, I see that the main light is on him, but there's not a whole light over here on her. And that creates a very somber image. And maybe it is an image of somber. Maybe this is more about sadness and remorse. But I feel like we could still have that sadness, but at the same time have a feeling of joy. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to make a gradient spotlight that's going to go here and just add a little bit more light to this space right here. I can do that by going to the visionary panel and just touching my effect here and pressing the spotlight. Makes it really easy for me. But I can also show you how to do that rather quickly. So let me go here to a gradient. And this gradient, we're going to make this a black to white transition gradient. So we'll double click here and we'll make that white, kind of like right here. Okay. And I'm okay with that being a little bit black on the outside. Normally you'd double click this and make that white as well, but this kind of adds a vignette around the spotlight. So we'll leave it just like that. We'll press OK. Press OK. I need to double click this again though, because I forgot I need to change this to a radial gradient. Now I can move this anywhere I want, and I'm going to put it right on her face, almost like just off of her nose area, as if she's looking towards him. Okay, just like that. And I'm okay with the size and the scale. Maybe I'll make the scale a little bit smaller. Let's make it 100 instead of 150. Maybe 115. Okay. And then I'm going to change this to something like the linear light or vivid light blend mode. Vivid light's going to give me a lot of contrast along with it, whereas linear light's more going to be like a pale dodge and burn kind of effect. This is going to kind of rest on top of there. And then I'll drop this fill all the way down and slowly increase this. And you start to see some more brightness over here on her. And if we turn our viewer navigation map on and we go to the fill of this layer and we start to move this up, you can see how that brightness starts to tie together her and him with a little bit more of that brightness. Okay, so that's pretty good. This is rather on the bright side though, and it's filling in everything. So I will want to protect some of those dark areas. So I can double click here and go into blend if and move this over so it doesn't affect those areas as much, and then alter option, feather, and kind of carry that in like that. So then what's cool about this is after you do that, you can double click on this and you can just move it anywhere, and then it's going to block out those dark areas. That's why I like using blend if versus luminosity masks, because we aren't set in stone as to where we just set that tonal value protection measure. So there, I'm gonna put that right there. And then the other thing that I had to disconnect with was the line down here. It just feels like this gentleman is on a set. It doesn't feel like we're in their home, kind of narrowed in on them. It's like, I feel like we're just in a set because everything's just pushed so close against the wall. And I get it, you know, when you're photographing these things, you don't want any distractions. You really want it to be just about them. So what I'm going to do is just go on this background layer, make a new layer, and then I'm going to use some of my soft edge brushes. Again, if you go to a search in YouTube and go to Blake's Brilliant Blender brushes or something like that, it's like the top brushes that, you know, every photographer needs, top 10 brushes every photographer needs, something like that. But type brush and F64 Academy and you're going to find it. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my blending brushes. And I'm just going to start blending on here, just using exact tonal values that I see in this area and blend in. So make my brush a little bit bigger, alter option, click here, and then brush that in right here. Maybe make some darker area in there. See, why I like these blending brushes is if I alter option click, I can change the brush color, in this case it's tone, every so often, so that I don't just pick the same, brush it with the same color every time or tone every time. I'm used to saying color when it comes to brushes. Okay, and then we'll take a little bit of this darkness here, just brush this in here, and this will just kind of make it feel like, you know, and take that over here, brush that over here, brush that over here. Okay. And, you know, in this case, we're going to get what looks like brushed effect there. So we need to also put a mask on here and then brush away with black in areas where we didn't want that to affect. And then we can switch back and forth by making our brush larger and smaller and getting that exactly where we want it to be. Okay. Okay. And then, now this doesn't have to be perfect. We can even drop the opacity of it a little bit so that it blends the best of both worlds. But I'm just trying to put some type of shadow or some type of darkness on that area where my eye is going to that. And I just really want it to be about them. I mean, it can almost be black down here in a way. We could probably do that. We could go and make a black curve here and then make this a little bit darker like that. Okay. And then B for the brush tool with white and then really, or sorry, with black to block that out. And just brush that in this space right here. Okay, and that really just makes it all about them. And this is kind of like a vignette. And I know I've talked about not really using vignettes, but this is like a custom vignette in a way. You see that? Just kind of pulls us into that space. And maybe I'll release it up here like that. Okay. I really like this. Again, like I said, it's got such a story, but look how we're pulling the viewer away from the floor and up to them. That's essentially what we're doing here. Pull the viewer away from the floor and up to them with very deliberate techniques. Either way, though, it's a phenomenal composite that tells a wonderful story. Thank you very much for being brave and sharing this with us. Look at this showcase image from F64 Elite member Andy Gray. This is beautiful. Like, when I see this light just opening up from the sky and shining right on me. Not on the landscape, on me. And that's really powerful because it's just a landscape, right? What's doing that? How is that happening? It's the color work. The color here, I always talk about color as being the emotional command center. And what I love that Andy did here is that he wasn't afraid to push that color into a realm that would start speaking to the viewer. Now, I know because I've been in the landscape many, many, many years that this color might not be the most natural of color for a landscape. But this color isn't meant to be natural. This color is meant to showcase the supernatural. And what happens when we see something like this and what it does to us, or that emotional feeling that we have and that connection that we make the minute we see something like this, the color is being used to infuse that into the image, which is then shaping my experience as a viewer for it. And I appreciate that so much. I think that this is very well handled and beautifully created for us. Thank you very much for sharing this with us, Andy. So since this was pre-recorded, we don't have an updated donation amount. We will have that for you on day 14. But I gotta say, just as a reminder, why we're doing this, we're doing it for the kids to get art in kids' hands. So every new subscriber to F64 Elite brings in 25 cents for the kids. Any download of my self-critique guide that you can see in the description below brings in 50 cents for the kids. Anybody who decides to become an F64 Elite member during this time, maybe you're seeing some stuff that you like coming out of these critiques and maybe you want to become a member and see what's behind that closed door, you can get a discount on that, $5 off through September 29th, and $4 of that is going to be going to the kids. And if you decide to become an annual member, you can get $20 off with a coupon code through September 29th. It's on the page in the description below. And I'm matching that $20 discount and giving $20 to the kids with any new annual member. So would you like to see a twist or challenge for day 14? You can put that in the comments today, but we will have one tomorrow.